All right, welcome. It's the Mina's House Podcast, episode 164. I'm MIna SayWhat.
Garnett, Briscoe.
Dexter, Stuckey.
So we have guests joining us on the pod, hopefully, because, sometimes, especially with one particular guest, you never know with him. But hopefully we have Mir Pesos and Mir Fontane joining us, and then our friend to the show, Wayne Campbell, aka Wayne on the Sticks.
Wayne Campbell, my guy.
Wayne is known to forget things, or arrive late, and not like fashionably late, but like, damn, I missed the event late.
5 minutes before it's over late.
Right. So, yeah, these are longtime friends of the pod. We had Mir Fontane on our live 100 taping. And then Wayne has done a couple of videos for the pod as well. Wayne is a producer. They're both out of New Jersey. So recently they were kind of thrusted into the limelight because Cardi B released her song called Up. And it sounds a lot like the song that they have out. So there's been some back and forth on social media between Cardi and Mir Fontane regarding the song. Wayne produced the song. So we're going to have them all come on the podcast and try to kind of hash things out and figure out what happened there. How does Cardi B end up with a song that is identical? It's not even like, oh, you could kind of. No, it's like the identical cadence, the melody. You know, Mir Fontane is known for his melodies. That's what he does. So, and I like Cardi, and Mir's a friend. So that's why, we're going to try to unpack this. So they'll be joining the podcast shortly. I want to get into what's in our feed immediately because we're coming off of Super Bowl Sunday. Congratulations to the Bucks and all the fans. Y'all got that. Shout out to the Tom Brady, fans. He's the kind of guy you either love or you hate him. He has 7 rings. He has more rings than some teams.
No, yeah. All teams.
All teams, all 32 teams. But the biggest thing was the performances. A lot of the times we live for the performances and the commercials. What were your thoughts on all of this?
Oh man, I thought the commercials were pretty funny. We just brought up the Drake one. It was pretty cool. The state. I like what State Farm is doing. I like that they're adding that they can add different characters into that one role. So Jake he can be anything. He can be Asian next, and now it's literally from Jake to Drake. So I thought that was real clever and funny. The performances I thought were pretty cool. This is my first time really paying attention to the Weeknd, and I just didn't know how much of a reserved performer that he was. He's not the one that's going to do a lot of dancing, but the stage is going to do a lot of his speaking, the stage and the song. I thought it was pretty cool for what it was. I definitely like the city line that they had up there as far as the theatrics and everything. Once they finally got down to the field, I thought it started to open up a little bit. Had the people with the crazy masks. But yeah, I thought it was just like the game. It was cool. It just was cool. That was it.
Nah.
Commercial wise, I think Eminem's had an amazing commercial, but also made me realize I haven't had Eminem's since the beginning of the year. I've been doing so well on this little diet.
Yes.
Also, I think Fiverr had a good one because they played on the Four Seasons situation that Rudy Giuliani was in, which I thought was cool and a cool nod to Philadelphia.
I missed that.
Look that one up. It's a good one.
Okay.
Yeah. Cheetos had an amazing one. I love that they used Shaggy. Actually, I think Cheetos might have had the best one.
That one was hilarious. That was really funny.
And then my favorite one was Rocket Mortgage, only because I personally worked on the campaign on a local level. So I thought it was amazing to see them on that big stage like that. Now, as far as the Weeknd, I was so bored, y'all. What is this? And my friends were texting the group chat. They're like musicians, and they're like, "Oh, but he's killing it song wise." I'm like, "Yeah, but I think I'll be okay with you lip singing if you really gave me a performance." And then we stepped out onto the actual field. I was like, "Okay, this is giving me a little bit of Bruno Mars," but it was towards the end, and it was just I just think maybe if he had some people with him, like remember when Coldplay did it and they threw Bruno Mars and Beyonce in it, and it made it a whole big thing. I think The Weeknd should have done that, like threw some other artists in there to just like pick it up a little bit.
I did feel like there wasn't the energy that I was expecting. You know, they were like $7 million. You know, $7 million he spent of his own money, and I'm waiting to see the $7 million. I'm like, bro, you gonna come down from a helicopter? You gonna parachute in? What are we doing? I kept looking, and I'm like, where's the $7 million?
Yeah.
Where did you spend the money? And like, look, we know The Weeknd can sing. We know that he is an amazing musician and we love his music, but I was looking for a performance, you know, and it's really hard following up Beyonce and J-Lo because they're performers. J-Lo's been on Vegas. You know, she's been on the Strip. You know, she's that showgirl. Beyonce is probably the best entertainer we've had all time besides Michael Jackson. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you come after that, the expectations are really high, and I just did not feel like the energy was there. My mother's a Michael Jackson fan. So like, you know, a lot of the times The Weeknd does remind her of Michael Jackson, and watching his performance is exactly the reason why he's not at that level, you know, and I'm not trying to throw shade, but I'm just saying like, and I saw Michael Jackson trending, you know, after his performance, and I'm not throwing shade at all. All I'm saying is he doesn't dance. He's not like that kind of showy performer, and not that he needs to be, but I think in where we are in entertainment, if you're not that full package, you're kind of lacking a little bit. I mean, everybody is dancing and singing and they got this amazing show. That's where entertainment is now.
I just think we were like we're spoiled. Like, you know, like as far as like maybe we didn't get a chance to really see how great of a performer Bruno Mars like really is, just like what he brings to the platform. Like you said Beyonce, you said J-Lo, you know, I think, you know, with those caliber people, a lot of people gonna fall short unless you go get the Ushers, the Chris Browns and things like that. I think for the year it was, you know, with the COVID and having to be 6 feet and all that stuff. I mean, if that was the reason why certain things didn't happen, you know, I don't know. But as far as the performance, it was okay.
Dex, I do agree with you though. I felt the energy a little bit where they were on the ground, but it took too long to get there. Like I kept waiting, and I don't know, you know, again, to your point, Garnett, I think we're just spoiled. We're literally living in a time where we have all these incredible performers. I mean, if you've seen Chris Brown, if you've seen Beyonce live, I mean, the bar is here, you know? So not that he wasn't good, he just did not fulfill my expectations based on the previous ones.
If it was the Grammys, I'd have been like, oh, he killed it tonight. But it was the Super Bowl. Yeah. And Garnett, don't say Usher again. But also, I think it's a little crazy. Like the halftime show didn't even pick it up. The game was actually really boring. Like we ended the game at 9:31. And I was talking to my mom yesterday, and she does like these pools or whatever. And she's like, the same person who won Q3 won Q4. That's boring.
Yeah, it was all lackluster. You know, it's funny you were saying the commercials were funny because I felt like even the commercials were lackluster. And I don't even know if it's because of COVID. You know, maybe some of these companies just quickly, you know, put something together, but maybe there wasn't the budget because of the economic downturn that they've had in previous years. But, you know, I think the Shaggy commercial was brilliant. You know, obviously I really enjoyed Jake from State Farm just because of the play on, you know, the personality.
The Alexa commercial was hilarious too.
Yes.
Why did they do that to Michael B. Jordan?
Listen.
He loved it. You could tell he was like in his element. Like that was like his highlight of his year so far. Right.
But normally we have like a pool. Like I distinctly remember Budweiser commercials making me cry with that damn horse. Yeah. I didn't cry this year. I'm like, Budweiser, y'all put Post Malone. You had all these people in your commercial. Give me back to the horse that makes me cry.
So Pepsi, you had the halftime show. Remember when Pepsi back in the day would throw these commercials out that looked like movies, and it's just like, damn, Pepsi, okay.
Right. So
Jasmine Sullivan did really well, though. I do think a big shout out to her, though. And honestly, and I hate to like criticize anything about that performance, but I wish she would have had it won by herself. And I also hated the camera angles. Like they were showing the maskless crowd and like the players and whatnot. And generally, they showed the artists when they're performing. And I wish they would have showed more of the artists.
I agree with you because she looked beautiful. You know, she had that thing on like this like headdress. She just looked very like, she looked like a goddess.
Yeah, she did.
You know, like an Egyptian, like back in the day goddess. She lost some weight. She looks beautiful. And I agree with you there. I didn't care for Eric Church, you know, but when I was reading the articles about it, they were saying that they're both from completely different worlds. So they wanted to bring them together and unite. So I like that sentiment, especially since
do it at the Grammys. That's a Grammy. Like
right.
Everything they did yesterday should have been done at the Grammys because it makes so much sense for the Grammys.
So I will bring up this point. My bad, Mina. It does give me hope for live performances, though.
Yes.
Just seeing how that they're able to do it or curate it. Just seeing what the Weeknd did before he got down to the field and how he had like everybody kind of up behind him a little bit. Maybe something like that'll be the new wave with the social distancing within the crowd. So I took that away from it.
I did make like a mental note of how different his camera angles were, and I appreciate that. Again, it didn't help the performance, but I do feel like the camera angles were very today, like very selfie kind of. I'm holding it, I'm going around like this. So I do think that was different from what we've normally seen, but it's small things compared to the bigger picture. I know Jay-Z and Rock Nation are probably worked very hard in putting this together, and it really sucks that we're like kind of tearing it apart. But I think in general, we just have a high bar for what our expectations, right? What our expectations are, and
we didn't know the bar was set that high until yesterday.
Right, her killed it, with her guitar. But again, Jazzy should have just done it alone. And the Weeknd, I needed a pick me upper. If he would have had Ariana Grande, she probably would have like taken the show away. So I can see why he didn't have her on. So here's a Black History Month trivia. Who was the first Black woman to sing the national anthem at the Super Bowl?
I would say either Aretha Franklin or Whitney Houston.
Diana Ross.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say
1982. Mm-hmm.
Why would I say Whitney Houston?
Whitney did it in 1991, right? But isn't that crazy that the first Black woman to sing the national anthem just happened in the 80s?
Yeah,
it's funny because you see that it happened, and now they see when they really want a performer to perform the national anthem, they call a Black woman.
Right. So, all right, moving on. Before our guests join us, Danny Lay and the Baby, broken up. I felt like we had to talk about this because she's been so open about this relationship and even made the song about him liking Yellow Bones, and now it all went to crap, and we got to hold on the conversation because we have someone joining us right now. Hello. Hello.
What's going on?
How's it going?
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
How y'all doing?
We doing all right. What's going on, man?
What's up, bro?
Pistols in the building.
Bro, what's going on, gang?
Doing all right. You already know my name, Garnett Briscoe.
Dexter Stuckey.
MIna SayWhat. Hi.
Hey Mina.
Hey, so we got a whole bunch of people joining us. We're just waiting for them to come on. Oh, everybody's there. Gang, okay.
Yeah, we're together. They having difficulty, but I guess we about to just share this if it's cool.
Yeah. That's cool.
All right. Give me that chair.
We're just waiting on Wayne. We literally...
That's what I mean.
Wayne is there.
Now you gotta give him an apology now.
What in the party is happening right now?
It's a party.
Yo, Wayne, so we was talking so much crap. I was like, Wayne gonna be late.
Ain't on time.
Wayne ain't played no game.
Legendary Wayne Campbell.
Yeah, we can see everybody.
Yeah, we squeezed in. Small couch, but brother.
We're having and we're singing. Yo, y'all crazy. So welcome to the pod, guys. Mir Fontane right there on the left. And then Mir Pesos in the middle.
Yeah, what's going on?
And then Wayne Campbell, Mr. Wayne on the sticks on the right. So, guys, the reason why we wanted to get you on the podcast is, first of all, you guys are family. You know, we've had Mir Fontane on before. Wayne has been on as well. So we wanted to just talk about what's going on. So the big thing right now is Cardi B drops Up, right? And then I'm getting text messages literally like Friday morning of like the side-by-side between the song that you guys created, Pesos and Fontane, and how the similarities to that song. And it's not like a little similarity. It's like the same rhythm, cadence. Right. Mir Fontane, we talked about this, how you are known for your melodies. That's what you do, you know. Right. Everything that you put out is very catchy, and we've talked about that before. So there was a very distinct melody to, you know, your song that is very similar in Cardi B's song. So obviously there's been some discrepancies regarding who dropped what, who copied who. I saw you guys going back and forth on Twitter. I kind of first want to start off by asking, how did the song get created? Like, who came up with the concept? Who came up with the beat? Who recorded what? Who wrote down who was in the room? Like, those kinds of questions to just set the scene to how this song came about.
I'm gonna give you my point of view. Then I'm gonna let him take over right where he needs to take over. It started like, I got a song, Garnett probably know, I got a song called The Peso James. There's no hook, it's straight like an intro. Like, I really go straight in. Like, as you can see on the Stuck song, I go straight in without the hook. I was doing that, trying to create part two of my first one. Of course, with this guy, Wayne on the stick, he do all my beats. So, you know, of course, we're kicking it. And we're just going, it's in a zone. I got a couple of my boys with me, you know, Savage Posse. Bro come in, it's my bro. We ain't never do a song together, but he always pop in on the studio with me, you know what I'm saying? He you know, he give me advice because he's been in this game a little longer than me. So he come in, you know what I mean, like a mentor almost. Like, he come in and let me sure, you know, I'm doing my thing. But the way I was on that beat, I seen him like, and it's stuck, like, and it's stuck. But I'm recording, so I'm just still going. But when I sit next to him, I let while Wayne mixing, I sit next to him, and then he up and it's stuck. So I'm like, all right, go ahead, bro. And then I let him, he take it from there.
So pretty much, if you've been following me, you know everything that I went through, as far as like the losses that the team took and stuff like that. So at this time, I'm going through like some mental depression. You know what I mean? I'm debating whether or not I want to even do music anymore. So this is why this memory is so vivid to me. Wayne invites me over because he says him and Pace and everybody's at the studio. So I pull up, I get there, and Pesos is already recording. And this is around April. This is like beginning of my birthday month, right? So I pull up and he's recording and I'm listening to what he got or whatever. And I'm like, this beat crazy and what he's saying is hard. And he just was floating on it. So, you know, me, I didn't come there to do music. So like he said, I was always around, but I was never really making records. So I didn't come there expecting that we was going to cut a record. And plus, me and Pace never did a song before, so I was just letting him do his thing. So as he gets done, he sits down, and it's like, I wasn't trying to get on the song because I wasn't trying to make music, but he was like, man, you got something, go and do it. I was like, all right, you know what I mean? You about to get one of my rare last hooks and stuff like that. That's how I was coming at that time, because it was like, I was really on some fuck life shit damn there. So I actually do the thing right off the top, because it's a real simple hook I didn't even have to write. So I just did that. And the whole fucking room just was going crazy. Like, oh, this is wild. This is wild. That song and that connection and the chemistry we had reminded me of kind of the chemistry that me and Ish have as well. So it was like, this is dope. You know what I mean? We should continue making music. You might as well just do an EP, because Pace got the streets. And I was just coming out of music retirement damn near. It was like, all right, I'm going to really just step head first into what made me me and make my element. You know what I mean? So we did that. And from April all summer, we performed the record. You know what I mean? We were just, because everybody was just loving the song everywhere around the city, as far as everybody that heard it before it dropped.
And this is in Camden, New Jersey.
This is in Camden,
right?
So
which is very close to New York.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, right. So fast forward, I want to say probably like the end of July. Pace calls me over to State Street, which is a street in Camden, and he's shooting a video for his song Pocket Rocket Pace. You know what I mean? And he told me to just pop out for the video. I was just gonna pop out or whatever. I come through and everybody there knows about the song that we have already. So they're like, yo, y'all both here. Y'all might as well just shoot the video. I'm like, right here, the lighting bad and everything. You know what I mean? So it was like, fuck it, let's just do it. It was just on the street at night. It was impromptu. So we did that. And that's how you get the release on August 6th, where we previewed the song that we've been recording. You know what I mean? So that's what I was referring to on Twitter when you saw me and Cardi kind of having a little exchange of words. But yeah, that's pretty much how the song came about. And we didn't record the official video till like around Labor Day and not Labor Day, it was around Peso's birthday.
It was around my birthday.
He told me to come. It was the same situation. He told me come through. I was there to party or whatever. We end up just having a conversation like, yo, bro, you know what I mean? Just building each other up like we usually do, just in the kitchen though. And Wayne had the camera. So Stuck comes on in the song and everybody in the party's just lit or whatever. Wayne got the camera. So we just chopping it up like for a recap for his birthday party. Really that's how it started out. Like it was really but it was lit. And it only started out with just me and him in the kitchen. That's how you get that one scene where it's just me and him. And as we kept on shooting scenes, we were like, might as well shoot the video. People just kept on following them behind us, and it just became that element of that whole energy of that situation. It was really up and it was really stuck. You know what I mean? So it was just like, let's just do it. We was just feeling ourselves that night. And that's how we got that September release on YouTube. Ever since then, we just been performing it.
I've known all of you guys for a pretty long time. Mir Pesos, we literally go back to elementary school. It's so good and refreshing to see you guys working and to see you guys being professionals about everything. What I wanted to ask is like, just tell me the progressions, I guess, like through moods from first finding out, that she has a song that's similar, then to, finally recognizing like, hold on, wait, that's my shit. Like,
I was on my way to there's a Jersey meets Atlanta. It was Jersey meets Atlanta this last week. Well, this week that just passed. So I was already on my way to Atlanta to perform. So what's that, Friday? I was supposed to get on the plane by 5 o'clock. So I wake up a little early, 3 o'clock. I got to be there early. So when I wake up, I see Wayne text me and Mir in a group with just the video. And he like, yo, you seen this? So I'm kind of asleep, like, and I usually don't even pay attention to videos like that. When somebody say, oh, this sound like your song, bro, it don't even sound like my song. So I won't even look at the video most of the time. But it came from him. And then I see him say, yo, why you send me this and not text me back? So that made me look at the video like, all right, but what they talking about that they so up? They're mad about at 4 in the morning. Like, so I look at it, then I see my Twitter. At the same time, I see Twitter, like, I just made that Twitter in August. I had 190 followers. Like, so I'm like, why is my Twitter going up? I just made this. So now I'm looking at it. So now I go back and click on the video, and I'm looking at the video. Then it's, wherever the song I was going. So I'm like, and then when I seen it with our video combined with it, I said, oh no. Everybody know me. I'm a jokester. I'm a jokester. So in my head, I'm like, yo, somebody owe me some money. And I just went with my in my head, and I had 190 followers. So I just put that to people in the hood. Whoever followed me is from my area. They from Camden. So when I posted that, I'm just like, yo, this was for Camden. They know what I'm talking about. Right. Man, I got, how to play, you got to put on airplane mode. Right. I sent that out. I put on airplane mode. I landed in Atlanta. It was at 20K. I go get my bags. I'm at 100K. I said, nah, I said, oh no, this is real. They know what I'm talking about. I felt like people agreed with me when they started going viral. That's all it was. Like, oh, y'all agree with me. Yeah. All right, I'm not tripping.
I think one of the things that I noticed is that when this first came out, so many people, as soon as it came out, people were talking about like the song, oh, this is cool, this is cool. Then the very next day, it was like, no, this is stolen. Like this is somebody else's work, so forth and so on. And so many people that I know, like local rappers and stuff, like they were saying this, and there was so much support behind you guys for this. Like I know a lot of times this happens and it just goes away, but like the support that you guys had was like it was out of control. It really just did not stop.
Jersey. Right.
Yeah. And the question that I have for you guys is that, like, I mean, obviously this isn't something that you wanted to happen to you, but like for other people who are listening and who want to like make sure this doesn't happen to them, like what would you recommend? Like what would you suggest to them?
Keep documentation of all your recorded sessions and all of that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If you're gonna be doing snippets, make sure you got your paperwork and all that cleared away, and be wary of the people that surround you, because you don't know who they work with and who they know and stuff like that. And then you end up in situations.
You know what's crazy? That's a perfect segue, because I've interviewed Cardi B a couple of times. I like Cardi. She's a very real person,
I love her.
You know, and she said something, I'm sure you do.
I don't blame her. I don't blame her.
Right. Yeah. And that's where kind of I was going with this. She said on Twitter, like, look, if I was inspired by you, I would have paid you. You know, she got the bread. It's nothing but a check here. I like your song. Right. Let me take it. Here's your bread. Is there a possibility that because you guys were performing this and it was out there, that someone that worked with her heard it and then used it? Because when I look at who produced the song and who wrote her song, I'm going to drop some names on here, right? So this was produced not by Cardi B, by a guy named Sean Island, DJ Swanko, and Young Dizza. It was written by G6, Sean Island, Partisan Fontaine, Young Dizza, DJ Swanko. That's a lot of people that worked on this song. Mm-hmm. So is that a possibility? Could some of these people have been in your session or at, you know, when you were performing this? Like, is that a possibility?
It's a fact. It's not a possibility.
Oh.
You know, we got receipts for a lot of things.
Yeah.
You notice I'm real quiet on social media on the subject right now. And like bro said, we're not really mad at it. I already was in the middle of doing my rollout. You know what I mean? I got an album about to drop, but it's more so of a fact than a possibility at this point. Too many coincidences and stuff like that. We get to it when we get to it. And but I'm not going to say too much and show too much, but right. Definitely, I've definitely been around people who work with Cardi B.
Okay.
And not only is this, you know, the first time that, you know, this has happened, you know, to you, Mir, you know, I know, you know, Wayne as well, Pesos, I'm pretty sure, you know, you just said text messages and stuff like that. The fact that this is a possibility that it's actually happened, I think is wild. And it also happened to another, you know, fellow artist that I know, Jace Harley, with Donald Glover, you know, so it's like, I know Wayne and Pesos, y'all were up to Def Jam multiple times on multiple different occasions. I'm pretty sure playing music for people, you know. So the fact that everybody's kind of closer than you think, and you know, you read by the internet and people try to throw dates out to try to, hey, no, that can't be possible. Look, he dropped this on September 15th when it's clear that he just said he posted it on August 6th. So why are you like playing with the dates and the words and stuff like that? But I do think the community is a lot closer. The music community is a lot closer than the average person can see.
Right.
Mir, one of the things that you said was that before this whole thing happened, like you were on some stuff where you're like, I don't even know if I want to do music or anything like that anymore. Does this, and then you got back into it, you made this song, which is obviously a good song. Does this help you want to do music more, or does this deter you more? Like, how do you, like, what is your mental state now as far as music goes? Because one of the things I thought about with you was when we interviewed you before, you talked about how connected you were with the youth, which I thought was extremely like powerful. And I just think that your voice is needed. So that's why I'm asking that.
I want to say my mental space right now, it took me a while to pretty much dig myself out of that hole that is depression. And a lot that helped me with that was pretty much my fans and my supporters, and how they would randomly reach out to me and let me know how my music was changing their life or it was getting them through tough times, things like that. Pretty much similar situations to what I was going through. So it was more so like, if anything, I was living for them, so my music can pretty much live on for as long as it could. I feel like right now I already was on the mission to pretty much just do this album. In the sense, back in April, it was going to be my last album. But right now I'm more energized to pretty much continue doing what I want to do. I feel like I found my sound really with this next project. I got back to my own roots, my own elements. I stopped trying to make music not to miss and started writing for my heart. And I just feel like it feels so much better and it sounds so much better.
So moving forward, what does this teach you guys? Like, I don't know if you copy wrote the song, but obviously, you know, this really exposes how important the business side of music is. And Wayne and I have had a lot of conversations about the business side of music. You know, what does this situation teach you from that aspect?
You want to take it?
You want to take the stage? I ain't we hear from Wayne.
It teaches us that we lit.
I was about to ask you, Wayne. We definitely need to hear something from you. I really just think it's a really good energy around. I ran into Mir Fontane not too long ago, and he woke up to a surprise from Tyreek Hill, who plays for the Kansas City, who was streaming his song one day, and he didn't know. And then now, Mayor Pesos and me and Campbell wake up. And now, they're getting kind of the same surprise where it's almost like you said, it's just confirmation that you guys are on the right path and doing the right thing.
Facts. Like, if anything, this just taught us, well, one, to be grateful that you have the knowledge to know about having your business in order. Two, if anything, it just give us the battery in our back to know that we have the potential to make a #1 record in America.
Right.
You know what I mean? In the world, you can go crazy if we got the recognition and the support behind it. So if anything, we just try to look at it from a different light. You know what I mean? We just appreciating all of this pretty much.
So let me ask you, I heard this song on the radio all weekend, right? So how do you guys feel? Like the first time you hear the song, have you heard it on the radio? Like, what is your reaction to that?
I was in a club in Atlanta and they played it at the after party. But
Right.
My bad. At all the other clubs, they didn't play that. They played mine, so I was performing. But the after party, they played that, and I'm just sitting there. But my boys looking at me. But I'm tired, mind you. I just did 2 shows. I've been in the after party. This is Atlanta. They party until 6 in the morning. I'm really tired, but they thinking I'm sad. I'm like, bro, everybody know how I am because of this gift. I call it a gift. Only thing I'm upset about is the fact that, like, say if I went to go perform in Alaska or something, they know her version. Yeah. So when I go perform, it just look like I mimic her, when that's not the case. Right. So that's all I look at. Like, no, that's my respect. Yeah, my recognition.
Yeah, it's fair. Well, this isn't really a question, but recognition-wise, so like I love the song, and like my last name is Stuckey, so I'm going to use that as a theme song for me, but I'm going to use your version. So that's the recognition.
I appreciate it, bro.
What's this that you guys aren't allowed to perform it?
Who said that?
Who said that?
I just read something like that. No, is that false?
Oh, they can't.
Okay.
I just did it this week.
Okay, good.
I just did it this week. That's cat. Yeah.
Right.
And what happened to the rapper weed? Spark that back up. Where is that?
I was waiting on Trey. He put my guts. I got the light. I was kind of trying to give him the eyes, like give my guts.
Let's get the vibes right up in here. You see what I'm Simpsons.
Yo, what does up and is stuck mean to you? Because, I didn't realize it was a term until this song came out. Then I started Googling it. Like, what is...
If you got any type of situation with me, if you make it that, it's going to be stuck. Any situation. Whatever situation you want to make it, it's stuck with me. Either good or bad, and you can't change it. I'm not one of them turn back around type of people.
Right.
Once it's up, it's stuck.
Guys feel, I guess, just having to go back and forth with, just some of the people that just won't, see your side at all. That's just coming to, Cardi's defense. basically just being more fans and not seeing it objectively, saying, she's just saying the same words that you're saying, but everybody says that. Like, how do you guys deal with that?
Here's the thing. I'm glad you brought that up because I want to make this very clear.
Very.
I don't mean to give you away, twin, but I want to make this very clear.
He's like, let me go in the camera.
Because it's like they're not hearing me, and I feel like this is the platform where I can say it because I'm not going to respond on Twitter. Listen to me. I do not care. We do not claim to coin the phrase. We never said anything about the phrase or what she's saying. Up if it's stuck, it could have came from, I heard it's from Louisiana, anywhere. I'm going to tell you, Mir Fontane heard it first from Travis Scott on featuring Young Thug out west. You know what I mean? First time I heard it. Thought it was cool. You know what I mean? So I don't care if she said up if it's stuck, ducks in the truck, shots in the butt. It's the way you said it.
Right.
How you say it.
Yep.
Wayne's 808s, the hi-hats, all of that is literally, it sounded like a YouTube version of our record. And I get that all the time. People will just be like, oh, this sounds like you, or this guy sounds like he has your flow, or he's trying to bite your style. And I'm like, that's a reach every time. I get one of those at least once a month. And I'm like, that's a reach. So when I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and people that I respect their opinion on are telling me, nah, this is one of them. And I listen to it and I'm like, yeah, this is not a reach at all. And then I put it on Twitter to get maybe a couple of opinions, and I end up getting hundreds of thousands of opinions.
2 million.
Millions.
It's looking crazy. And then just for me to be just little old me, you know what I mean? And then you reply to me. That's what made it hot.
Yes.
That's in less than 24 hours. That's what made it hot. And I'm like, okay. And then I'm looking at all of these connections to the camp and stuff. And I'm like, nah, this, because like you said, Garnett, it's not the first time it happened to me. You know what I mean? I'm not getting no younger either. And it's like, you're not just going to keep on taking music from me and taking food out of my mom's mouth, potentially. You know what I mean? Yeah. So y'all, wow, you got to stand up on your music at one point. You got to stand on this art. This is what we're here for. It's artist to artist. Like I said, I'm not mad at Cardi B. I just feel like some fishy stuff going on with the people around her.
Yeah, it's too coincidental. I mean, you previewed it on August 6th. She previewed it on August 7th. You guys recorded it in April.
April 2nd.
You've been performing it. You know, I'm sure there's video of you guys performing it. All this is evidence.
Yeah.
You know, all of it is evidence in, you know, it had time to travel from Camden, New Jersey to New York or wherever with April, May, June, July, August. That's 5 months. You know, that you've been performing it, and someone could have heard it and did something, who knows? But Wayne, you're the producer of this song. Like, what's your take on all of this?
Like Mir said, it couldn't have came at a crazier time. Like, you know, our studio just got shut down. So my boy actually let us record in his garage. That's why Mir was like, what the fuck? Y'all tripping? But you know what I'm saying? Was just making beats in the garage. And everybody's cold and freezing, but this song is like giving us some kind of hope. Like, damn, yo, like this shit is hard. I don't give a fuck where we at right now. This is hard, you know?
Yeah.
And to see it become something incredible and then ripped at the same time afterwards, it's like it's fucked up.
Maybe this is a sign for you guys to keep going. You know, everybody, it seems like, was in a tough spot, you know, and
definitely.
And
I've been telling people we make Billboard music. It just don't reach the people.
Yeah,
it reached the people.
Reached them, and it
got up and it got stuck.
You know, you know what I'm saying?
You're not dealing with no, like what they call one hit wonders. You're dealing with some. We always have potential. Like, they know about our city. Garnett will tell you around here, they love us. Like, you know, our music, I mean a lot. So when you took that from the city,
you took it from us.
All of that.
Everybody felt it.
I think it's very evident on Twitter too. Like the responses that I've seen on Twitter, it's very evident that you guys definitely have a major fan base behind you for sure.
Definitely.
So have you guys tried to reach out to her and like resolve it before you got to take it to where it needs to go?
We letting our team handle all that.
Okay, good.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm just being an artist. I will continue to be an artist.
That's all I do is make music.
I mean, I don't get into none of that.
Right.
I ain't go to school for that.
The one thing about her though, I do think that Cardi should just say like, I didn't know. You know what I mean? You know you didn't write it. So it is okay to be like,
Yeah.
it came from someone else. I did not know. Instead of being like, yeah, like you could do that and it'll be okay. Like I did not write it.
You had to call it little boy. Like you could have said you didn't know. Like,
She did a live and she said that, you know, Offset kind of came up with it on a riff. So I don't, you know, like he was kind of playing with it, but
credit.
oh yeah, that's a good, yeah. She said it on a live that Offset was there kind of playing with like the up and the stuck. But you're right. There's no credit to Offset.
If you listen to her live, she's rapping our version of the hook. Yeah. It's not the version that came out.
The one with Megan. So it's look like the one with Megan. Look at her.
Yeah, the one that's going around like they said.
Yeah. Not even the same version.
It's literally our version,
simplified.
But then on the one that actually released, they just added like an extra up. It's like an extra up,
like an extra 3 ups.
It's like an extra 3 ups.
Yeah, and then some beats, some like it has like a lower register. You know, it's the beat cadence sounds similar, but there's a beat under it. I'm not a producer, so Wayne,
sped it up a little bit.
Right, you could enlighten, but I could hear like
it's mixed levels.
Right.
Yeah, ours are more dramatic. Theirs are like tough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Give them boys their money.
Composition.
What'd you say, Dex?
Say, Cardi, give them boys their money. Stop playing. Like enough is enough. It's stuck.
It's up and it's stuck.
I wanted to ask, I guess, just all three. You know, you guys are, you know, from the same area. Clearly, you guys are working together, doing some positive things. Like, what comes out like after this? Like, what's the next step for you guys having this platform?
Like before this, I threw an event in my neighborhood. I threw a basketball event. I gave money out to the winners. I threw a showcase in my hood. This is just me, independent, like out my pocket. So I'm gonna continue to put on for my city. We need change up here. So that's what I'm gonna do with the light I got.
It's a battery to change things, you know?
Facts. You just gotta continue being an inspiration. Like everything we do, somebody's looking up to us. You know what I mean? You gotta stay mindful of that. You gotta lead by example. I'm a firm believer in that. And as far as what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just continue doing what we already had planned, and we just got more eyes on us, more listeners, and hopefully they love what they hear and what they happen to stumble upon just because of the situation.
Right, and your following is growing too, right, Mir? I mean, all of your following have significantly
on
grown.
all platforms, and like it's mad love on my new single that I just dropped, and they're pretty much reflecting on the fact like how they even got here from the Cardi B situation, and it's just. Sometimes it's a little overwhelming. It's a beautiful thing for real.
How about streams? Are you seeing an increase in streams?
Absolutely. Like I feel like when this first started, we were like at 7K last time I checked, and then like right now pushing like 150K.
Wow.
Even though I think somebody's slowing we should be at least 1 million. I think $1 million.
Pesos, you sound like a lot of fun. I want to come hang out with you.
I make gangster party music. I'm always lit. Like I promise you, I'm lit.
Wait, but am I gonna get shot if I come out with you? Like, what kind of vibe?
Just wait it back. Look, you know what I'm saying?
We got security. So
okay.
You come out, we good. You good? So we got very good security. You fine.
So Mir, you got a project coming out, right? Talk about that.
I'm dropping my project beginning of March called Melody Monsters, like an anticipated project. A lot of my fans been waiting on it. And I feel like it's my most personal, most introspective project. I had to dig deep to actually find like myself and put it into music. I feel like it's my best form of that. I consider this my first album since it's my first 40-minute project. And I'm just happy and excited for everybody to hear it and get some feedback. Hopefully I can help save some lives. A lot of people are waiting for the music, and I know what my music does for a lot of people. So I look at it as some form of medicine or some form of therapy for a lot of people. So I'm trying to get that back to the people right now.
How about you guys? What are you guys working on?
Well, me and Sticks, this is my partner in crime. This is my young chop. We about to drop, after bro. I'm gonna let bro, get hit. But I got probably 2 singles. I'm gonna let my self-named single Pocket Rocket Pace. I'm gonna let that go. Y'all can check that video. That's going up too. I'm getting ready to drop another single soon right after that. And I'm gonna get ready to drop my self-named Pocket Rocket Face album out soon. Let the world know what's going on in the hood.
And Wayne, can you talk? Because Wayne is a man of few words, but he's so ridiculously talented. Like, literally.
He videos, produce everything.
Right.
He fixed cars.
Wait a minute, I didn't know that.
He fixed broke heaters. Like, I seen him do it all. Like, no cap.
And he's a resident Starbucks connoisseur.
He gonna get a sponsor from Starbucks when he get there. You know me, and you know how he be in Starbucks.
Yo, one day I hadn't seen Wayne in a couple of months, and I'm walking to the Starbucks, and there's Wayne. It's like 100 degrees outside. I'm like, Wayne, why are you walking outside of the Starbucks? It's 100 degrees out here.
That's his therapy.
Yeah,
Listen,
you know I gotta feel the people.
Wayne always got a book bag on him, and inside of that book bag is mad books that he can read. That's all he do is read. He walk around with his laptop.
Hey, yo, man, y'all know me so well. This is bad.
Wait, so what you got coming up next?
MIna, we about to see.
Wayne don't
We
know.
are about to see. But I'm excited for whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's always something, but I'm excited.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. You know, I'm sorry this happened to you, but you know, and everything that happens, there's a blessing. And you know, you guys really just mentioned all of these amazing things. I mean, Mir Fontane, you were not in a good place, you know, and this gives you validation that you should continue going. And you know, Pesos, you talked about how your following is going up. Like,
I lost my father too during this pandemic too. Yeah.
Was it to COVID?
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
Wow. I'm sorry, babe.
You know, my guys keep me strong.
Yeah. Well, this is a blessing in disguise, probably. You know, I believe that. So
Absolutely.
Good luck, guys. You know, it sounds like you got your receipts.
Definitely do. Thanks for having us. For real.
Thank you, MIna.
No problem.
Oh, you guys. See? Damn.
Bye, guys. Love you.
All right, take care.
Have a good one, guys.
All right.
Hang up.
Well, that was enlightening.
Yeah,
I thought you was a theme song now, though. Like when I heard it, I was like, "Oh, Stuck, that's me." But you know, one thing that really like kind of bothered me initially is when Mir said that he was in a bad place. And honestly, because I just remember this is my second time interacting with him, and the first time was the first time we met, and I remember being so inspired by him talking about the kids and what he does for them. To hear that same person say that they were going to quit music was just like, you can't. So, I mean, it's exactly what you said. Like, this is definitely probably a blessing in disguise and pushes them to keep going. So I think that's great.
Yeah, well, it's important to look at all the bad stuff that happens in your life and kind of weigh the good stuff that comes out of it. You know, a lot of the times we like get stuck in that bad thing. And that's why people suffer from depression and, you know, anxiety, and they're sad. And it's like, it's not that bad stuff doesn't happen to everybody. It's how do you deal with it? How do you deal with that bad stuff? Are you looking at the bad, or are you looking at the good that came from the bad, you know? So I believe that there's no bad that good does not come out of it somehow. Somehow, whether it's personal growth or you learn, or, you know, it gives you validation. Like, these guys are getting validation
and
that
is going up.
Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're doing interviews with, like, I saw them on Double XL and, you know, Hot New Hip Hop and all these major Complex. I saw Racing up on it. All these major hip hop blogs. People are starting to research them. Who are these guys? That's the world that we're in. Who are they? Where do they come from? And if you research them, especially Mir Fontane, you will see that he's not like a rinky-dink artist that is just coming on the scene. Like, he has projects and videos and music, good music, you know, that resonates, that could be heard on the radio if he had the right following, the right pushing, not the following, but the right pushing and the right people and the big label push. And even when he did, they didn't even understand him as an artist. You know, they try to put you into like, well, you got to be this and you got to do that. And it's hard.
That's the music business is such a weird game, man. It's you can get away with a lot of stuff you can't get away with in real life, you know, and even, you know, like you said, him being to the label and certain reasons why it wasn't a big push, you know, on his end, but yet somebody might borrow a lyric or borrow a song from him and use that and blow up, like in this case, you know. So it's like you guys, the label is almost taking advantage of people like this, you know, people that's not just right on the cusp but not there yet, and you know they're able, or at least they think that they're able to, you know, borrow something or take something and put it out at their as their own. And I think that that's like a real issue just with the music business in general.
Well, I don't know if it's the label because, you know, label execs are sometimes different from A&Rs. You know, the A&Rs really the people that, and there's not even a lot of A&Rs anymore. I mean, the label in itself is really downsizing. But the A&R used to be like the one who like sometimes goes in the studio with the artist or picks the songs that get pushed, you know. So the label is changing in itself. But I do agree with you, Garnett, in the sense of a lot of the times these labels get these artists and they don't know what to do with them, you know, and
I think they do know what to do with them in a lot of cases. I think that you try to get somebody for cheap or you get somebody on a small little contract, and a lot of times the artist kind of gets taken advantage of in that position because you're there, you're trying to recoup some money, you're trying to, you know, you're kind of new into this. You know, that's the 360 deals. That's how all of these things get thrown in a bunch where next thing you know, you started out being, you know, a artist and a lot of promise, and next thing you know, in order for you to make money, you have to sell your records. When you know you didn't sign to sell your records, you signed to sell yourself. You know, so it gets a little tricky at times with them.
it does, but I feel like younger artists are starting to become smarter. You know, like I am interviewing, like I interviewed Young Blue, you know, I think a lot of the new guys understand that the music business has changed. And although, you know, eventually you do need the big label push, I initially it is better to do stuff independently, you know, so you don't have to ask the label for money, you know, because every time you ask the label for money for a video or, you know, for to release your project or for, you know, recording sessions, they're taking it out of the money that you make for them, you know. So I think artists are starting to become smarter and hip to the fact of like, look, if I can finance this on my own and own all my records and the money that I get from the royalties and performances I can keep and kind of invest on my own, then I'm already ahead of a lot of other people. And I don't need the label to pay for stuff. I need the label to just be like a distribution and kind of get my music out there. I mean, who's the one guy? Oh man, your boy. His name is slipping me, Garnett. We were just talking about him. Dom Kennedy.
Okay, Dom.
Dom is one of the perfect guys, or even Tech Nine. You know how you have these artists that have their fan base and they literally work independently, operate independently, and then go to the bigger labels for that push. So I think younger artists are getting hip to it, but you're right. There is a lot of, you know, taking advantage that does happen, but it's about knowing the business.
Yeah.
You know, if you have no leverage and you can't bring anything to the table, then the label can just throw whatever they want at you.
Yeah, and that comes with a lot of things. Like I said, that's when you get known rappers turned in as ghostwriters. And you know, it's fine, it's cool, but 9 times out of 10, that artist did not go into that situation wanting that. You know, that was something that's kind of just forced on them in a sense.
Right. Yeah. Before we wrap, I quickly want to talk about the baby and Danny Lay because I don't want to let this go.
Danny Lay.
What are your thoughts on this? Because we've had a lot of talk about them too.
You know me. I'm one of those people. So I was talking to like a lot of relatives over the weekend, and they were like, "It's so crazy that you never even introduced us to like your fiance as your girlfriend. It was just like, this is my fiance. Like we met her before or whatever, but like you didn't bring her to all the events until you guys were actually engaged. And to me, that's very important. I don't think you need to let people know about your relationship until it's like very solid. I mean, like we need to be going to the very next level for me to tell you about my family members and my friends and so forth and so on. And I think that she went out there, made a song, made a video, posted him every day and all this stuff like this. And you guys were just kind of getting to know each other. And it reminds me, and God rest her soul, it reminds me of the Naya Rivera situation. She made a song called Sorry, which was like dissing all Big Sean's ex-girlfriends. Then they got engaged or whatever. And then look what ended up happening. Like nothing ended up happening out of that. And it's just like, be quiet about these relationships until they turn into something, and stop pouring so much into these relationships until it's something solid. Like her and the baby were together every single day, posting each other, all this stuff like this. And now it's like nothing. And it's like, be more grounded within yourself before you start to get into a relationship and lose yourself. Because that's exactly what she did. She got into a relationship, she lost herself, and now she's looking crazy.
I think I definitely agree with you on a lot of stuff you said. I think she's just having fun. You know, they're new in the industry.
She's miserable.
No,
Like she's on social media right now crying because people are like, what happened to him liking red balls? And she's upset about it because you put too much information out.
I think she just got to learn some rules that go to this game of just whether it's dating or just having fun using the internet. I think I do agree. She's using the internet maybe a little bit too much, but she's young. You know, she has a phone in her hand at all times. She's making money, living her life. I get it. Do whatever you want to do to be happy, but there are some rules. Dex, I thought you put up a great point. Just as you can hold things close to you. Everybody don't need to know everything right away when it's not that strong of a foundation yet. You know, it's like if somebody blows at it, it can blow over. And in this case, it kind of is, where people could not wait to rip her a new one. They couldn't wait to rip her a new one. So for her to even, think about it for a second and to post it, officially single, it's like, so you just didn't know that the people on the internet is not rocking with you right now. Like people, they don't really care about your relationship on the internet. They really don't. They got enough going on at home. So a lot of times the people that are liking a picture saying that's so cute, they rooting against you anyway.
They might think it's cute. They might genuinely think what you're doing in this situation is cute. However, a rule that I have, like, I'm never going to be dating and or talking to someone and buying them anything. You're not going to get any gift out of me before 3 to 6 months. I'm never going to do that. She bought this man cars. Why you shouldn't be buying anybody a piece of gum? Like maybe I can take you out to dinner, but you should not be throwing money out like this to people that you've just met, because to me, what that looks like is you're trying to buy affection, friendship, and or love, and you should not be doing that.
You know what though? I think it's kind of like a hard place because she is an artist, and in all honesty, this relationship helped her career. I mean, no shade to Danny Lay, but she wasn't being talked about prior to this the way that she is being talked about now. Now, I'm sure she doesn't appreciate the way that she's being talked about. I remember when I was at Syracuse University, I took a PR class, and they taught me in my PR class, all PR is good PR. Now, I always disagreed with that because I feel like bad PR can literally hurt your career. But, some people come from the school of, hey, at least they talking about you, so people were not talking about her prior to this, and now they are. So I think that is a benefit for her, but I think it is hard for an artist because especially if you're dating someone like the baby, he has a lot more popularity when it comes to music wise than she does, So I think this actually kind of helped her career. I don't think she utilized it in the proper way because they kind of bought her negative attention, which kind of worked against her. But it's hard. But, she's in that age bracket of Summer Walker. Like, she's another one where I just don't understand. She's with London on the Track, and every time they break up, she runs to social media to tell people.
She's pregnant. She's pregnant, right?
She's pregnant by him.
Oh, I'm pregnant by you. I'm on the social media too. I'm telling everybody. I'm snitching.
But my whole thing is, like, you're creating this toxic environment where you are announcing to people and letting them know what's going on. In regular relationships, you fight all the time. One day you might be like, I ain't dealing with this dude. And in 2 days later, you're like, I'm going to marry you. Like, that's how it is. That's true. You got to keep that to the vest. You can't let everybody see that up and down. And you cannot post until you know something's permanent.
Yeah, I agree.
So with her, she got real post happy. because this makes her look good. She's with one of the hottest rappers. The Baby and Lil Baby, hands down, are the two hottest rappers out here, period. You know? So she wanted to show off her man. I got it, girl. But now you letting them into your relationship a little bit too much. You know, and I would not be surprised if they back together in a month and now you look crazy, girl. And the only reason you look crazy is not because you're going back and forth with this man, because that happens on the regular. People do that all the time. So don't try to sit here and be like, my relationship is better. No, everybody be going back and forth. You think you're going to break up with this person and you don't.
Mine is. I don't go through that. That ain't my
Dexter,
life.
you are different, okay? You have the perfect everything.
No, I don't. But I do agree with that, with the whole back and forth thing too. And I also am a firm believer in keeping your business. I mean, like, yes, maybe you could talk to a friend or something like that about things that you may be going through, but you got to be careful with that stuff. And you definitely don't want to be throwing it out to social media, because like Garnett said, as many times you get a like of somebody like, oh, that's so cute, I like that, it's somebody else like, F that bitch, I hate this relationship. Like, you got to be careful. Because they couldn't wait. And honestly, they're never going to last. Like, it's just, y'all, come on.
Listen, this is my barometer. Unless I got a ring or I'm pregnant, I ain't posting you.
There we go.
That's it. So I'm not waiting till then to introduce the person to my family, Dexter. I think you kind of took it up a notch. Like, damn, bro, we don't even know this girl. Are you engaged?
No, you bring them around. You bring them around and stuff like that. But like,
you just say they're my friends.
Yes, but there's no first of all, I don't believe in the title of girlfriend, boyfriend. I think that's silly. But like, I think you bring people around and I think you introduce them to their family and stuff like that. But when you get into too much details and then 2 months later, it's like, oh, where's the family? Valentine's Day's coming up. And it's like, you ain't doing no. Oh, he broke up with her before Valentine's Day. Wow. That's crazy. I didn't even think about that. Wow.
That's what they were saying online.
He posted to like, somebody can win a chance like to have a Valentine's date with him. That was his way of saying, hey, I'm single too.
Now she needs to.
Wait a minute. I missed that. Did that happen before she said she was single or afterwards?
After.
Oh, okay. I was going to be, that's grounds for me to cut your ass off. You over here soliciting for thoughts on social media, sir?
Now it's grounds for her to pull a left eye. You got to go burn his house down or something like that.
No, don't do that.
You're not going to embarrass me. Like, yes, okay, we broken up, but you're not going to be with somebody else right away. Come on.
Well.
Left eye was built from a different
era.
Yeah, she Danny Lane got that in her. She can't take some comments. She ain't taking jail.
It's stupid. All right, on that note, thank you guys for watching and listening. It's the MIna SayWhat podcast. Thank you so much to Mir Fontane, Wayne Campbell, and Mir Pesos for joining us and explaining what's going on. So hopefully when they get this resolved, maybe they'll come back on the show and things will be different for them, you know? You up and it's stuck, up and it's stuck. They need to come up with a dance, up and it. You know what? When these kids dance, they be doing a lot of. Now, when I used to dance, we used to, do leg stuff. We getting down low. The kids now just be like.
No, but we used to Wu-Tang now. Like we used to do a little something.
They
like,
just,
from us. Like we used to do like the little heel toes and stuff. We had moves.
Right.
We be letting these new kids think that we're old or whatever because they be doing these choreographed routines, like all that stuff. But we had moves. Like we were, like I said, Wu-Tanging, we were Soulja Boying, like we were.
Yeah, but our moves were very you had to use your whole body, Now because they're on the internet and they record like this, all the moves are from like the top up. Mm-hmm. I feel like, we used to have you used to have to use your whole body to do our moves,
The kids these days got the dirtiest bodies. Do you see how they bodies be moving? They do them Fortnite dance. I don't even know how to do that. And whatever that little scissor thing is, that's just nobody's body should be able to move like
flossing. I still can't floss.
That's what I mean.
I can kind of do it.
That is a dirty body dance. Like your body got to be just no bones in it. Ew. Mm.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching the 164th episode of the MIna SayWhat podcast. I'm MIna SayWhat.
Garnett, Briscoe.
Dexter, Stuckey.
Bye, guys. Talk to you next week.